Hello, and welcome to episode 171 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm Brian,
And I'm James.
and we are going to explore a new format today.
Ooh, I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very clever.
Yeah.
So, we have exciting stuff to talk about. Wizards gave us content. So,
Thanks,
if you
Wizards.
want to, thank you very much. If you want to talk to us about it on social media, all of our links are in the description below.
Yeah. Make sure you check out all of our social media, but our Discord. I wanted to point that out real quick. There's a link in the Discord, or a link in the description to our Discord. Hop on in Discord and chat us up. Some pretty good conversations happen in there just about all the time. And also, if you want to join our Casual Try Hard tournaments that we're running, that's kind of the hub for that as well. So make sure, if nothing else, you check out our Discord. It's important. You'll enjoy it. And that's where we are. Aside from Discord, we have our TCG player affiliate link, tcg.casualtryhardmtg.com. Follow that link over to TCG player. No matter what you do after that, whatever you buy, we will get a percentage of to help keep the show going. Really helps us out. Really appreciate it. If you're looking to pick up any singles from Neon Dynasty or from the set that just happened that I can't think of the name of, Streets of New Capenna, that's what it is. Man, I'm an awesome content creator. Can't even think of the name of the latest set.
Well, we get like a brand new set like every 3 weeks. Yeah. So
announcements and special streams and
it's hard.
Can't keep them all straight. My old brain, there's too much rattling around up there to keep track of it all. But anyways, if you're looking to pick up any singles from Streets of New Capenna or for Pioneer, which is kind of like tangentially what we're talking about today, TCG player affiliate link, tcg.casualtryhardmtg.com. Help support us. We really appreciate it. If you guys want to support us a little bit more directly, you can do so at patreon.com/casualtryhardmtg. I just sent out the givebacks today, patrons, so keep an eye on your mailbox. Patrons get access to our show notes, they get access to our pre-show, they get the givebacks that I do roughly every other month. They're nothing huge, but just something, it's a thank you from us because we appreciate the support. Also, like once this tournament thing gets up and rolling, we may rework some of the Patreon tiers to cover like event fees that we may be charging and actually like give away some prize support, maybe some play mats or something. So keep an eye on that as well. I put a letter in all of the Patreon givebacks, kind of just warning all the patrons that some of the tiers may change, so keep an eye on that. We have our YouTube channel where I'm assuming this weekend we will have some sort of Streets of New Capenna content when it launches on Arena. We also posted some stuff from the previous tournament that we ran, our standard Pauper event. That's up on our YouTube site. So head on over to YouTube, check it out. Also, we're doing new like live shows. Like, I mean, it's the same show that you listen to on the podcast, but there's video for it. And it's, I don't know, it's a lot of work. Hey.
It's getting better and better. We are.
It is.
Oh, sorry, not we. James is like a raptor testing defenses. I'm just the dumb raptor watching him.
I get electrocuted a lot.
He's the smart raptor who's figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, I Googled this. And that's basically all I do. And he goes, I know, I already Googled that.
They've come a long way, and I think they're turning out pretty sweet. So head on over to YouTube, check out all the effort that we're putting into the YouTube shows. Hopefully it gets us somewhere. They are getting more downloads than they used to, so or more views.
There we go.
So that's good. One last thing for like housekeeping stuff. I know I've mentioned it a couple times, but we have planned our next tournament. Same format. It's going to be standard Pauper on Arena. I made it live on MTG Melee, so head over there and sign up for it. It's going to be Saturday, May 14th, same time, 7 p.m. East Coast time. The last one was a lot of fun. Seemed like everybody had a good time, so head on over there, sign up, and we'll have fun all over again.
All right, so we learned something last time, and the thing we learned was we all need to upload our deck list because Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, is going to get our deck list and post it on the internet.
Yeah, evidently Goldfish Scrubs deck list from MTG Melee.
Yes. So we should make sure we have all of our deck lists. So when you win, you can be you can be proudly displayed with your deck list.
I made it a requirement. So
you did? Excellent.
Yep, you don't have a choice. If you want to enter the tournament, you got to give us your deck list.
Okay.
It's not that much work. You can do it. I have faith in all of it.
Thank you. Even me.
Even
the dumb raptor. The dumb raptor at the back.
Hey man, you're the smart one. You're not getting electrocuted. If anything, I'm the dumb one.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, I think our podcast videos could look like this, and send him a screenshot, which sent him spiraling into like 8 hours of like.
Yeah, it was the majority of my yesterday trying to get a green screen behind me.
So, but yeah, I have already, because I'm one of the tournament organizers, I've already started building my deck. I have an unfair advantage, so you got to come take me down.
It can be done.
It can't. It was easily done last time, but all right. Swiftly dispatched in round 2. So we are going to talk about the new format that they announced on Arena, and this is it's called Explora, and it is going to be basically Arena's like non-rotating format going forward that is not polluted with trash from alchemy.
Right.
So basically it is as close as they can get to Pioneer as we are right now. Yeah. So it is tied to the Pioneer legality.
Yep.
So
it's only cards that would have been printed in standard. So you lose all of the alchemy stuff. You lose all of the random inclusions from the historic anthologies. What else do you lose? All the jumpstart stuff. The random cards they threw into the like the remastered sets.
Yeah, so all of those things go away.
Yep.
And so basically it is any card that has come into Arena from anywhere but was legal in a Pioneer legal set.
Right.
So Lightning Axe came in through Jumpstart, but since it's legal in Pioneer, it's legal in Explora.
Yep. Same thing with Thoughtseize. Came in with, was that Amonkhet Remastered?
Yeah, that and Rest in Peace and Collected Company.
Yeah, but those cards are Pioneer legal, so they are legal in Explorer.
And then you have so I found this article that we're kind of scrolling through now, right? And in terms of Pioneer, like how close are we to Pioneer? So this MTGA Zone article, there'll be a bunch of links in the description this week to like articles and deck lists. So be sure to go down there. But they said we have 63% of the cards that are in Pioneer are currently on Arena.
Yeah.
So we've got basically 5,600 out of roughly 9,000 cards.
I mean, that's a decent chunk.
It is, like,
especially when you consider like what portion of those cards actually see play.
Yeah, the goal for this format, like we had talked about it before, that the Jeff Hoogland idea of it being Pioneer, where it's near Pioneer, right, is basically what this is, and they're going to slowly, seemingly add cards, to fill in what is missing, and there's not a whole lot missing.
No.
So, the ban list is going to be tied to Pioneer, at least initially. So any card that is banned in Pioneer is going to be banned in
Explorer.
Whatever it's called. Explorer.
Yeah.
And
Too
then
many names.
Yes, at least it's not like Mythic Explorer or Explorer Mythic or something.
MTG Pioneer Arena Mythic Edition.
Yeah, exactly. Then you have to pay like $45 for it.
Yeah. You gotta enter a code that you got on the back of your secret lair.
Yeah, and
So
and all
the only way to get the card, you can't craft them. You have to have bought that secret lair.
It's about see. There we go. There we go. Don't give them ideas. So they're planning on managing the format kind of on its own.
At least until like Pioneer gets on there.
Yeah. So if something is completely and totally busted in Explorer because there's not whatever counterplay that there would be in Pioneer, things could get banned.
Yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't happen because like I'm looking at Explorer as like, we talked about this a long time ago before like rebalance cards and stuff, which was like, hey, you can play Pioneer decks in Historic as a way to kind of get a feel for play pattern, even like if you have to in your head go like, oh, I would never play against that card.
Right. I mean, there was a while when we were playing, or at least you were playing Pioneer decks in Historic. You're a zombie rally deck.
I have never played a digital only card. So all the decks I built were like Explorer decks.
Yeah.
For before Explorer. So I'm the Explorer hipster. So yeah, you're gonna have like this place where you can actually like, have in some cases 100% of a Pioneer deck in Explorer, or we have some decks that I have listed that it's like there's one card that doesn't match. So it is pretty all right. So let's talk about what's missing. So there's in that again MTGA Zone article they had a list. But what we did is we went through the top 50 most played cards lists on Goldfish. We went through the creatures, spells, and lands and found the cards that were missing. Hopefully I didn't miss anything when I did this because I didn't like diligently search through Arena, but I'm pretty sure that I got them all.
Yeah, the way I did this is these first, obviously these are the creatures, spells, and lands that are missing. And then these are cards that weren't necessarily in the top 50 cards played that like I think they're next on the list.
Yeah, they're like the wish list cards. They're cards that are playable but aren't.
Maybe they're playable.
Maybe. There are wish list.
Yeah.
So some of them are, some of them aren't. So what creatures are missing?
Notably, Elvish Mystic. That's kind of a big part of the format and mana acceleration. We have Llanowar Elves on Arena thanks to Dominaria, but Elvish Mystic is not there. Is Elves a deck in Pioneer?
No, but like kind of the green-red X, like some Winota decks will play
8 elves.
Like 8 elves.
Yeah.
And also like you could play like just Gruul 3-drops. Right, where you want to go like always go elf into like Rabble Master or elf into Gruul Spellbreaker or something.
Yep.
And like just having more elves goes a long way to doing that.
Makes sense to me. This next one's another biggie. This is kind of huge. Monastery Swiftspear. 1 mana, 1/2 haste prowess. It's multi-format staple.
Yeah, well, in the card after it, we're missing 2 major pieces to the mono red decks. Yeah. Right? We're missing Monastery Swiftspear and Eidolon of the Great Rebel.
Yeah.
So, like, those are 2 cards that if they want to have like the Pioneer Modern Red deck, you just have to put those cards in.
Yeah. There's
no replacement for either of those cards. Nothing does what they do.
No, not really.
So
I mean, there are 1-drops you can kind of swap in for Swiftspear. They're not as good for sure, but
yeah.
And yeah, there's no substitute for Eidolon of the Great Rebel.
And then there's JVP, Jace Prince Prodigy. I don't a lot of the cards when I looked at it, I was just like, oh, I know what deck that card goes in. I had no idea what deck plays Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
Well, I'm assuming whatever control deck exists plays JVP.
I'm sure, but like,
And
is
there a rally deck still? I know, like when the format was new, like rally was.
No, I don't think there
the
is.
boogeyman.
Not that I have seen. Like looking at like the decks on Goldfish, I have not seen a rally deck. It might just be like Azorius Control.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure what deck plays that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is a card that will find a way. Mm-hmm. Let's say that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great card.
Yes. And then you've got Sylvan Caryatid.
Mm-hmm.
Again, ramp, mana fixing. I think that like there are some fires decks that probably play it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's relevant to ramp into fires, but doesn't like count for your land count, so that's kind of awkward.
It is. I guess I'm trying to look and find the cards, and I don't know where this one is. But again,
like the devotion decks used to play Caryatid.
Yeah.
And is there an Ascendancy combo deck?
Oh, there is. That's probably what it is then.
Yeah, they used to. I don't know if they still do, but they used to play Caryatid. It's nice to have a hexproof mana dork, something that your opponent can't mess with.
Yeah, Jeskai Ascendancy and Niv to Light are the two.
Niv to Light makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, are the two decks that are come up when you see decks using Sylvan Caryatid.
Yeah.
Also, Dark Times that Sylvan Caryatid comes up as a deck for Penny Dreadful.
Yeah, is it dirt cheap on Magic Online? It's $6
apparently.
Paper.
Apparently, like it's in like fives. It's like most of the decks it's in are Penny Dreadful decks.
It's 35 cents. That's kind of expensive for Penny Dreadful, isn't it?
I am only going by the decks using Sylvan Caryatid on Goldfish. So maybe it's mislabeled, but yeah.
Maybe they're old decks.
Mm-hmm. And also, like again, like Paradise Druid does some part of the job, but still not enough.
Yeah, not quite. We're also missing Thing in the Ice. This was
we are.
Format defining card for at least its time in Standard, and sees play in the Phoenix decks and Pioneer, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think some blue-red and like the Is It Control deck.
Yeah, they play Thing in the Ice too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. I mean, a thing that just lets you like bounce all your opponent's stuff is pretty good.
Huge tempo play for not a whole lot of investment.
And just like holds the ground for a while.
Yeah. And we were talking about this a little bit in the pre-show, I think. Voice of Resurgence was a card from, was it Dragon's Maze?
I think so.
That sees play in Niv to Light and Winota, you said?
Yeah, Winota, the top version of Winota plays Voice of Resurgence in the 2-drop slot, like plays 4.
Yeah. Just kind of a value card that counts for the relevant creature types.
Yeah, and also they get to do they play Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Oh, that's
so when they flip their key,
yeah,
they just get to like make a bunch of like 10/10 tokens.
Yeah, that's cute. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then we have Eidolon of Rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
This is an anti-storm card. What's this here for?
I do believe it's here for Lotus Field.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a sideboard card or I think it's a sideboard card that the white decks can bring in so they don't get totally clowned by Lotus Field.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other versions of this that we have on Arena, though, isn't there? I'm pretty sure there is.
You can only draw one card?
No, you can't cast more than one
spell. Oh, yeah, the Archon.
I thought we had a couple silences. Is Eidolon of Rhetoric better than Archon?
I don't think.
That's kind of weird.
But It is which Archon is it? It's Archon of Emeria, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yes. So let me read the text on that. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn.
So it's just the same card, but it flies?
But non-basic lands your opponents control under the battlefield tap. So, like, Archon of Emeria just seems
just
better. I don't know if there's a thing where it is the fact that it's an enchantment matters.
Maybe.
It makes it a liability since it can get it called? It can get Besaged.
Oh yeah, that's in
Winota and Pioneer
and 5-color fires.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder. That's odd.
It is. Yeah, that's the one that, like, I mean, at this point, I think that was pretty close to the end of the 50. Yeah. So I don't know. And then you have Sphinx of the Final Word. It's a 7-mana 5/5 that can't be countered, and then your spells, your instants and sorceries can't be countered. It has hexproof.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it goes on the battlefield and then just, like, effectively, like, Teferis your opponents for counterspell, so you can just, Lotus Field to your heart's content.
Yeah. It's used to protect the combo, right?
Yeah. Like, you just get it down, it's gonna, like, and then you have, like, a bajillion mana.
Yeah.
When you get it, so.
Weird.
So, I mean, what's interesting is, like, a lot of the cards that are missing, you'll see, as you go through, are, like, Lotus Field combo cards.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how excited they're going to be to put Lotus Field combo onto Arena.
I mean, I'm not very excited to play against it, so.
Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see if they, like, decide to go that direction or not.
Yeah.
Or how long it takes them to do that.
Right. So now we got some spells. Fiery Impulse up first.
Mm-hmm.
Mana instant deals 2 damage to target creature. If there's 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, it deals 3 damage instead.
Yeah, so it's
just kind of a solid removal spell. I mean,
yeah,
there are like some other things that you could slot in place of this, but we really don't have just like Lightning Bolt, right?
Yeah, like 1 for 3 damage at instant speed. Like, we're getting the new. What is the name of that new red card? That's a sorcery. It's like 1 mana, deal 3 to a creature or planeswalker.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But being a sorcery is a big deal. And those decks also already play like Flame Blessed Bolt as well, so it's not like you just be like, oh, well, I just play Flame Blessed Bolt. It's like, well, no, they're playing both.
You want some more?
Yeah, they need as many as they can get.
Yeah, I like that flavor text. Well, this
what's that one?
Hand.
Yes.
All right, we also have Rending Volley, single red for instant, can't be countered by spells or abilities, deals 4 damage to a blue or white creature.
Kill target Winota.
Yeah. For a mana.
But again, like, if Winota is a thing that you're worried about in Explora initially, we have Red Cap Melee.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty close to the same thing.
Is kill target Winota.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal.
Yep.
But it's got a little bit of less utility.
Yeah. And then we have Dreadbore. Black and a red, sorcery, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Why is Dreadbore important? Just Niv?
I think Niv, and I think it shows up in some of the Rakdos decks, like in the sideboard, maybe.
Okay.
But I am not 100% sure of that. We are currently efforting here. Yeah, Rakdos mid-range, like, there is like a kind of a Jund deck that is like, so this is like Blood Tithe Harvester, Kroxa, Bone Crusher Giant, Graveyard Trespasser, Kalidas, Chandra, like, just like good value-y 2-for-1-ish kind of creatures, some planeswalkers, and then like a stack of removal.
Yeah, just Dreadboard's kind of odd being sorcery speed.
But it's the like cheapest. It's the cheapest terminate that hits planeswalkers.
Yeah.
right? There's not a 2-mana black removal spell that gets creatures and planeswalkers.
Yeah.
So, like, I think to go to instant speed, you have to go to 3 mana, and you get the one that's like creature, planeswalker, or artifact.
Mm-hmm.
It's like red, black, black.
Yeah, I mean, we have Ingress Rampage that's almost this.
Yeah.
Like,
it's also a sorcery and it's not targeted. So, like, if they go wide.
Yeah, but, like, you're playing Dreadborn not because it tags creatures. Like, there's better removal spells that just get creatures. You're playing Dreadborn because it's flexible to get planeswalkers.
Yeah.
And if your opponent already has 2 walkers by the time you need to kill one, like, you're in trouble.
You're probably
already.
screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably a bad time for you.
So, I mean, I think, like, at least until this is on the client, like, that's probably a reasonable substitute.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And then we have pieces of the puzzle. 2 and a blue sorcery, reveal top 5 cards of your library, put up to 2 instant and or sorcery cards from among them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard.
This is simply a good way to get cards in Lotus Field.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, again, another Lotus Field card.
Yeah. Such a weird random card for, like...
For that deck, yeah.
Although I think, like, that deck is just full of weird random cards.
The fact that it is called Hidden Strings.
Yeah. Should tell you something.
Yeah, it's like, what is Hidden Strings? Well, you see, it's this random card that no one had ever played before.
Yeah. We also have Supreme Verdict. Just another Wrath. Like, we've gotten a bunch of Wraths lately. Why is Supreme Verdict better than any of the other Wraths that we've had?
All the Wraths that we've gotten that are 4 mana have a drawback of some sort, right? The depopulate is if they're multicolored creatures, they draw a card. Shatter the Skies, if the creature's got power 4 or greater, they draw a card.
Yep.
So this doesn't have that drawback, and it also has can't be countered. So, a tempo-y, like, mono blue deck, right? Like, you just get to, like, slam this, wipe their board, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
So, just the fact that it always resolves. So that's a card that is kind of just in all the blue-white control decks. So.
'Tis a good Wrath.
It is.
Are we ever going to get this on Arena?
Treasure Cruise?
Yeah. Do you think that's something they're interested in?
I don't know. Like, a lot of these cards are just like, I think they're like easy ads.
Yeah.
Like, Delve is a mechanic we haven't had. I guess, what is it? Titan's Nest is close to Delve?
Yeah, similar. But, like, Titan's Nest doesn't... I remember trying to make that card work in Standard, and it's not
very
intuitive the way that you have to, like, click through
get the mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's probably not... I think it's probably fine. Like, it's in Pioneer, not doing anything, like, egregious.
Yeah.
I guess you, like, put it on the client and then, like, immediately ban it out of Historic.
Yeah, this and Dragon Race Channeler is probably an issue.
You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. Like, it's already been established that, like, that is not a thing you can do.
Yeah.
In Legacy, so you can't do it in Historic with all the parts.
Right.
So, yeah, we had Brainstorm in that format. Come on.
Yeah.
Why?
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
We still have Faithless looting.
Yeah. And then Temporal Trespass has started showing up as a way to, like, win games out of... Oh, gosh, what was it? Was it out of Phoenixless? I think, like, it's like a one-of?
I know it got expensive lately. I wasn't sure what was playing it.
Yeah, so, yeah, there's, like... It's $32. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, so Temporal Trespass has been showing up in the Phoenix list.
Yeah, it was, I guess, $20. That was even more than I thought it was. Ooh, got up to 50 for a minute there.
Dear gosh, yeah, it was $10 or $8. Forever. It was under $10.
Yeah.
Up until like the first of the year, and then it started to climb, and then 50 American doll hairs. No, thank you. But yeah, the Phoenix decks are playing it.
And then we just have some lands next. Oh, did you have something else to say about Temporal Trespass?
No.
Okay. A couple lands to go over. First up is Mana Confluence, another card that I had no idea was $40.
Yeah. Yeah, if you listen to the pre-show, that was the takeaway is, wow, how did this card get so expensive?
Yeah.
Well, the answer to that is, in the process of announcing Explora the previous week or a few weeks before, right? We did our episode on organized play, right? And they announced that we care about Pioneer.
Yeah.
So now people have to get Pioneer cards, and so Pioneer kind of didn't affect prices for a long time.
And now it is.
And now it is, yeah. So yeah, we have Mana Confluence. It's the only 5-color land in the entire format.
No, it's in Cascading Cataracts in the format.
It's the only good 5-color land in the format. Right. You can go like turn 1 Mana Confluence, play an elf. You can't do that with Cascading Cataracts.
No, definitely.
It's the only City of Brass land.
Yeah.
In the format.
Niflite plays it, right?
I've seen some Winota lists.
Yep.
Right, to make sure that because they have some pretty they need their colors on time.
Fires probably.
So yeah, what's one of those cards that's just useful.
Yep. And then we have Mutavault.
Yeah.
Like the best man land ever.
Yeah, I guess. I was gonna say Mishra's Factory has something to say to you. But
I got something to say to Mishra's Factory. Like Mutavault sees play over Mishra's Factory in Modern currently.
Yeah,
like you'd play your first Mutavault before your first Mishra's Factory.
The main reason is it gets played in tribal decks.
Yeah.
So since it has the creature type of whatever tribe you are, it gets pumped by your lords.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this is a card that would go into like your, red aggressive deck. Or would also go into like, a merfolk deck or a humans deck.
Yeah. Any place where your lords would pump it. Any place
if you're
where you
like
can afford to have a creature land. Like this is just better than like what we've had
all
lately.
The tapped ones.
Well, yeah, like Crawling Barrens or maybe Faceless Haven.
I think the fact that Faceless Haven costs 3 to activate just makes Mutavault better.
Yeah.
Right, like it's way easier to have like a land and a Mutavault untapped after you've cast your spells than it is to have your Faceless Haven and 3 lands untapped.
Right.
Though Faceless Haven does end the game significantly faster.
Way faster.
Than Mutavault.
Yeah.
So pros and cons, but yeah, Mutavault, just the cheap activation and the fact that it gets pumped by the lords, there's not a card that replaces that.
Yeah. And then we have Thespian Stage. Presumably not for Dark Depths combo. Probably more for Lotus Field, huh?
Yeah, this is your Lotus Fields 5 through 8.
Yeah.
And only deck that plays it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine any other place
where
you want it. But then we have Urborg. Make everything swamps.
Yeah, it basically shows up as like a free roll in a bunch of black decks.
Yeah. Like Rakdos Midrange probably plays this.
Like
Golgari Midrange probably plays this.
Mardu Greasefang, a deck I played extensively this weekend.
Yep.
Plays 1. So it's like
plays 1.
Yeah, it's like a one of.
Yeah.
It's not a card that is really integral, I don't think, to any of the decks. I don't think it like really changes how their mana works one way or the other.
No, it just makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, it can make it a little bit better.
Yep.
So that is 20 cards.
Yeah.
If they did a Pioneer, or sorry, an Explorer anthology. I know they're gonna make it another historic anthology, but make them like Explorer cards.
Yeah.
If they just added these 20 cards, we'd basically have the current like Pioneer top tier metagame. Not that hard.
No, not at all.
Right.
Not far away.
Not far away at all. So my guess, because I gotta, bro,
Beans,
we give them 5 of these cards, bro. Make them buy that anthology, bro. And then 6 months, bro, 5 more. Make them buy that one. Chad's kind of become Bernie Sanders, but whatever. He's like the anti-Bernie Sanders.
The opposite.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Bernie Sanders. But bro, beans. Bro, we get the beans. We get the beans in June. Then we get the beans in December, bro. Great. So my guess is like, they're not dumb. They have access to MTG Goldfish, right? So they know that these are the 20 cards they need to add to have like a functional format.
Yeah. I mean, they have access to more data than we do.
Yeah. But my guess is they probably do something like Swiftspear, Eidolon, and like they try to put the mono red deck in like a fully powered up form.
All at once.
Yeah. And then maybe they add, carry added and something else. Like they add just a handful of these cards.
Yeah.
But they kind of like strategically pick like, okay, what decks can exist or like exist but are like super powered down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's kind of get them up to where they need to be. Because you can play Rakdos mid-range without Dreadbore.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like you said, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then they probably take some cards from our wish list and add a couple of those to like let some other decks that are like maybe more fringe get to see play.
Mm-hmm.
So what is on our wish list?
So first up is one card that's kind of a placeholder for 10 cards. And that is the Pain Lands. Now, not all 10 Pain Lands are legal in Pioneer, right? It's just 5?
Is it just 5?
Yeah, because we never got the Ice Age ones in Pioneer.
Oh, never got like Adakar Waste and...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Carpulson Forest.
Yeah. Ooh, the Brothers War.
Ooh.
We're going back.
We are.
Going back to Dominaria.
Yeah.
But isn't it... No, it's Brothers War and then Dominaria United, right?
Yeah.
Right, like that seems like a perfect place to print the lands that are like tied to a place.
Yeah.
Right? And like they're even less tied to a place than like Llanowar Waste and like Yavimaya Coast. Right? They're just like
Carpulson Forest is like a place.
Yeah, Carpulson Forest and Adakar Waste, but then you have Sulphurous Springs, Underground River, and
Brushland?
Brushland, yeah. So 3 of them are just like pick a plane, they can be anywhere. Yeah. But then 2 of them are harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we're missing those 5 that we have from M15. So the enemy ones.
Yeah. Llanowar Waste, Shivan Reef.
Yavimaya.
Yeah.
Coast. Caves of Koilos. And
whatever the other one is.
The content you crave. And the other one. Someone's screaming. Battlefield Forge. Someone's screaming at their iPod right now. iPod. Their phone. iPod. Yeah, really Back in my day, we had a phone, and then we had a music playing doodad.
They were different. And you could only play Centipede on one of them.
I 100% played like Centipede on my like flip phone.
My Nokia brick.
Right. Yes. All right. So Llanowar Waste, just to like get us like kind of a fully functional mana. Like there are like the lands from the BFZ block that don't really see play.
Yeah.
So it really
these are beneficial for aggro decks where your life total isn't super relevant because you're trying to end the game before your life total is relevant. They come in and play untapped. They fix your mana. It's not like, the slower decks are going to play these. You're not going to play this in like Sultai mid-range.
Yeah.
But
then we have Nykthos.
Yeah.
Shrine to Nyx.
For whatever reason, I thought this was banned. I'm mistaken.
Yeah, they had banned everything around it.
Yeah.
To try to not ban Nykthos.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they even unbanned some stuff after I think they banned like Oath of Nissa.
Yeah.
And then they unbanned Oath of Nissa. Right? So it's like a card that but they were banning stuff because the mono green decks were just too good.
Yeah, they made way too much mana.
Yeah. But again, there have been some mono black decks popping up with Nykthos. And things like it's just a card that enables interesting things that again, it's a card that has no replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, I want this kind of effect. Okay, you have to have Nykthos.
Yeah, I mean that's not really a big ask either. Devotion's already on the client, so
yeah, so it's not hard.
Yeah, should be pretty easy. Then we have Chain to the Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that many people know this one. I think I'm going to read it real quick just in case people don't know. It's white mana for Aura, enchant mountain you control. And when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Chain to the Rocks leaves the battlefield. This was from OG Theros.
Mm-hmm.
So where does Chain to the Rocks see play?
It saw some play in some of the Jeskai control decks,
mm-hmm.
especially with the Triomes.
Mm-hmm.
You just randomly have mountains laying around.
Yeah.
Right? And it is a way for you to just have really cheap, efficient removal.
Mm-hmm.
It's sorcery speed like Swords to Plowshares.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's all a removal deck not in Legacy wants. Is can I just have a sorcery speed Swords to Plowshares?
No.
And Wizards was fine. But we're also going to print Field of the Dead. So maybe your Chain of the Rocks will get blown up. This card also has one of my favorite I'm getting scumbagged but didn't let it happen stories.
Oh, let's hear it.
I'm not going to name names. You know who this person is.
Okay.
We're playing, this is Khan's block,
mm-hmm.
and they snap off their Chain to the Rocks, and they enchant their, the Mystic Monastery.
Ooh.
Right? Which is the tri-land from Khan's.
Yeah.
That
no
doesn't have land types. And he's
red mana was not a mountain.
Yeah. It's Chain to the Rocks and put it on. I was like, dude, no. It's enchant mountain, not enchant red source. Yeah. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
And but yeah, just confidently I'm gonna scumbag you now.
Yeah.
It's no, it is chain to the mountain, not chain to the red source. Does not work.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any other place where you think this might see play, or just in some control decks as cheap interaction?
I mean, I could definitely see if you're sort of.
We just got a whole bunch of enchantment matters stuff in Kamigawa.
And in Theros.
Yeah.
Right. You could definitely maybe there's a Naya enchantment deck now.
Yeah.
In Standard, right? You could definitely play, and that was one of the better decks in Alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You could definitely see a Naya enchantment deck where, you're playing, now you get the Naya Triome.
Mm-hmm.
So now you just, randomly have mountains.
Right.
And you're oh, cool, I'll, play all these things that are, enchantment matters. And then I have this removal spell as well that is also an enchantment. Yeah. So I think that it, could have a home in a deck like that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's a card that if you have it, maybe a deck springs up
mm-hmm.
that would not otherwise exist.
Yep.
So I think that it is a good inclusion. Like, it's not going to do anything bad to the format. How about that?
Yeah. Also, like, there's a bunch of decks that play Jolly Green Giant, right?
Yeah.
So, like, all your lands are mountains?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point.
What happens to this guy, though, if he leaves the battlefield and it no longer becomes a mountain? Does it fall off of the forest that used to be a mountain?
It falls off. So I think it does the same thing that Utopia Sprawl.
Okay.
If you enchant like a Stomping Ground and then play a Blood Moon, the Stomping Ground is no longer a forest.
Mm-hmm.
So
it falls off.
Utopia Sprawl falls off.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that you kill Jolly Green Giant and then this goes away.
Makes sense. I was just curious. Now we have a piece of combo cars.
Yeah. Oh, this is a different combo-y card deck.
Right.
Oh, I just want cards to be combo-y. So Consulate Dreadnought, 1 mana for a Crew 6 vehicle. That is I can't see behind your head. Is it a 7-11?
7-11.
7-11. It's open 24/7, baby. It goes well with Babe, the giant ox that
Sure
crews with its butt.
Yep.
And its butt happens to be 6. Yep. So there was a like mono white vehicles deck using Babe, the big blue ox, Consulate Dreadnought, and Peacemaker Colossus to like crew vehicles that had like really high crew class.
It also gets screwed by Mobilizer Mech.
Yes, that's what I want to do. Is I want to like build a deck that also like is blue white, so you have Mobilizer Mech to be able to crew this as well. Because I mean, if you like play this and then you're like big blue ox swing for 7, that's a clock, like a very fast clock.
It's a big white ox though, not blue.
Oh, but like I think you called him Babe the big blue ox. See that? Look at the picture. That ox is blue.
Well, right, but it's a white card though.
It is white. It is one of the white. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I
Right,
want to confuse our listeners.
Yes. So yes, you've got Consulate Dreadnought. Just as like the thing that like we need to remember about this format is you and I are more competitive, right? But like, there's gonna be someone who's gonna be super jacked to like play like tier 2.5.
Yeah.
Like vehicles with like the Ox and Mobilizer Mech, and I might be that person for a little bit, right? But like, you've got to put those kind of things on the client as well. So I would not be surprised if like the anthologies that add stuff to Pioneer is full of like some stuff that seems random.
I mean, this is kind of, not that it's super widely played, but it's kind of an iconic card from that period, and not absurdly powerful or broken or anything. Like, I'm kind of surprised it wasn't in Kaladesh Remastered. I don't know why it wasn't there.
I was surprised as well, because
Yeah.
like I immediately just went to like put the deck together on Arena, and I was like, wait, why isn't Consulate Dreadnought here? Like, I could see where like in the limited format, like it did still nothing.
Yeah.
So like if they were making the set for limited, right, where this doesn't do anything, but it is an interesting card.
Also, like, Kaladesh was on the client at one point, wasn't it? Like,
well, the remastered set was.
No.
I don't know if it was in the beta.
I think it was.
Okay. That I'm not sure about. I just know we had the sweet remaster that they were like, oh, that mate took a bunch of Brian's gems. We're never going to do that again.
Well, it came out, I'm trying to think when the alpha was released. The alpha was released with Ixalan.
Yes.
And that standard format would have had Kaladesh in it.
But did like Ixalan have, like, did Arena have that standard format?
I think so.
Okay. I don't remember.
A long time ago. Maybe I'm wrong.
It was. I remember being at your house playing the like Pirates versus Dinosaur like
the first
deck.
day it was available.
Yeah, big. We were all so full of hope. Bro, take their hope. Return it to... Only give it to them when they give me beans.
Make Halo out of it.
Yes. Bro, grind up their hope, then snort it. Pre-workout.
Put it in a martini glass.
And then, but make sure all the art on all the tokens depicts it in a martini glass.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
With a cocktail
all right.
shaker.
Next up, a card we don't know is playable, but it is banned in Legacy and Modern.
It's definitely not playable, but it is also banned in Legacy and Modern. That's Ray Shaman, the 1-mana planeswalker. He does it all.
Yes.
And isn't good enough for Modern Magic, I don't think.
No.
Well, I mean, he's not good without fetch lands. Like, that's part of the problem. Is the reason he was so good in Modern and Legacy is with fetch lands. It's a 1-mana mana dork that's also incidental graveyard hate and can close a game and pad your life total against burn. Just kind of does everything.
And put you at 21 so Merit Lage doesn't kill you.
And put you at 21 so Mom can't kill you.
I hate me. I hate me, Death Shaman. It's like, and I'll gain 1. Oh, or gain 2. Oh, no. And they're just like, oh, now I'll kill your thing. Oh, all my resources went to the thing.
Yep.
So, yeah. Next up, we have Mausoleum Wanderer. Mm-hmm. And I guess we can, like, kind of put it with Spell Queller.
Yeah, and there's a third one, right?
I think.
Selfless Spirit.
Oh, Selfless Spirit? I guess Selfless Spirit's not on. It's usually a sideboard card, but yeah.
Yeah.
So just the cards to make spirits, particularly blue-white spirits.
Yeah.
A deck on the client.
It's a deck a lot of people really like.
Yeah, and I mean, we were looking at the cost of Jund Sacrifice,
mm-hmm.
which was $700.
Mm-hmm.
Mono blue spirits, $115 this build. On the front page it was like $99.
Yeah.
So like it is a like deck that is reasonably costed, and a quarter of the deck's cost is 2 Brazen Borrowers.
Yeah. Well, like Spirits was also one of the Challenger decks.
Yeah.
So, like, that's another reason why that might be a deck that gets focused on when they're porting cards into Arena, because they just released a Challenger deck for it, and maybe those new players to Pioneer want to also play in Arena.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that
I think that is
cards, but
oh no. We're not gonna do that.
No.
But then we have Abrupt Decay.
Yeah. One of the best removal spells ever. 2 mana, can't be countered. Kill a thing with mana value 3 or less.
Which in like a lot of Modern Magic is all the things.
All the things, yep.
It is another weird one that is not on there. It just seems like somewhere it should have got thrown on.
Should have been at some point. Although I guess like it doesn't really. Have we had any removal spells in the anthologies? I don't think so. I think it's all been like big flashy stuff.
And like creatures,
Like this isn't a card that you could like jam into a jumpstart pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like as the rare.
Like those are the only 2 ways cards have entered Historic.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that it never made it to the client.
Yeah.
Although it could have been part of like Amonkhet Remastered.
Yeah, absolutely. Like art. Or like in Kaladesh.
Yeah. Kaladesh too.
You could have thrown it in Kaladesh, like his green
promo art.
Yeah, like green black would have been is a supported color pair.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
Yep.
Next up is Hidden Strings. This is the untap spell for or one of them for the Lotus Field deck.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the thing with like Hidden Strings is I feel like you've got to put on like Hidden Strings and Pieces of the Puzzle and like Thespian Stage like all together.
Yeah.
Cuz like putting on Hidden Strings doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Like, you kind of need all of
actually
it.
see no play anywhere else.
Yeah, like, it did not see any play since, is that Dragon's Maze or
Yeah,
Gatecrash?
I think that one's Dragon Maze.
Yeah. Yeah, that block was really memorable. No one knows any of the set symbols.
Well, Gatecrash was the arch, I think.
Okay.
Dragon's Maze was whatever this is.
Whatever this thing is. Yeah, so it didn't see play for like 7 years, and then Lotus Field got printed. Oh, we're going in.
Oh, it's both set symbols. It's RTR with the gate.
Oh, I had never noticed that before.
I didn't either until just now.
This is why I need I need to wear my glasses more frequently. Yeah.
And then, like, the card that I don't know why isn't on the client already. Rally the Ancestors. It should totally be on the client already.
Yeah. Again, like, we have Return to the Ranks, which is like bad Rally.
Right.
Just
give us Rally.
Just give us Rally. Like, let us do fun things.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that really matters. Is let us do
Rally
fun
I would
things.
play if I could play Rally. It's
yeah, really. Like, it would just be great.
Wood.
Yeah, it would be great. It would all we want to do.
Yep.
I already have the deck built for it. We just have to, like, give me this so I can cut Dustodon.
I don't know why this is on here again. That's weird.
I don't know. Yeah, weird. Whatever. We really wish Sylvan Carry added. So we have 2 other cards that kind of are a pair.
Mm-hmm.
Jeskai Ascendancy and Sylvan Awakening.
Okay.
Right? So Awakening, 2 and a green, turns all of your lands into creatures. And then Ascendancy untaps all of your creatures whenever you cast a non-creature spell. It makes them bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So you just get to, like, cycle through your deck. And you get to loot. And you just, like, you tap all your lands. You get a bunch of mana. You, like, cast your spell. You untap. And then you kill them some way. It doesn't matter. All your lands end up being, like, 12/12s.
Yep.
And you win somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But, like, it has the fail case of, you know, it is a deck that is green that is also playing a Jeskai colored spell. Yeah. So there could be some issues.
Well, I mean, you have Sylvan Carry added to fix that and mana
Confluence. You do, but still, like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, the limit on this deck is how easily can I do my thing? Can I get all of my mana? Mm-hmm. And, like, a lot of the deck is built around just making sure you have the mana.
Yeah.
So, not saying that it's like, oh, you can't play the deck, but, like, you know, that's probably why it's not a top tier deck. Mm-hmm. Is it can pretty consistently do its thing on, like, turn 4.
Right.
But then there's the portion of the time where you're like, oh, I guess I don't have white mana. I guess I die now.
Yeah, I mean, like, a deck like Ascendancy probably gets stronger with cards like Opt and Consider that we didn't have, like, back when this was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still one of the top decks on the metagame page.
Is it?
Even though it doesn't, like, crack the top 50.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, cards played, it is deck 12.
Oh, wow.
So, like, it's right after Mono Blue Spirits.
Yeah. I mean, the deck kind of plays similar to Spirits. A little bit more combo-y, but kind of the same idea.
Yeah. Oh, it also plays Chain to the Rocks. So there we go.
Oh, there we go.
There's a place for Chain to the Rocks.
Yep.
So, yeah, but, like, it also got, like, the Triomes, right? You know, it has, like, Regrin Triome. There we go. I said that right. And Oketria Triome.
Yep.
And, like, it's going to get more Triomes.
And it gets Jolly Green Giant to help fix the mana.
Yeah. So, like, it has a bunch of stuff it can do.
And I guess, like, Jolly Green Giant helps if you're trying to make a bunch of land drops.
Mm-hmm.
You're looting through your deck also.
Yeah. It also plays Dig Through Time, another card that we would like to see.
Yeah.
And plays Treasure Cruise and all that jazz. So, yeah, so, like, you kind of have this, like, chunk of things that go together.
Yep. So I think we've already kind of gone out of order and talked about these last 3 cards, Spell Queller, Sylvan Awakener, Dig Through Time. The only card we haven't talked about yet is Liliana the Last Hope. And I don't even know how relevant Liliana the Last Hope is anymore.
I don't know either, but I know she's sweet.
Yes, very sweet. I mean, one of my favorite planeswalkers, but like the job that she does, I think gets done by other things now.
I also think that so her +1 as creature gets -2, -1.
Mm-hmm.
They have printed so many 1-mana 1/2s now.
Yeah.
That like she just doesn't get to pick things off anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like if they were to rebalance her, don't. I feel like they'd make her like give -1, -2.
Yeah.
Or something. So like
I don't know.
now
She might
can
be
pick
too good if she killed stuff with 2 power or 2
or,
toughness.
but the problem is like you play 3-bit Inspector. Yeah, no. What's his name? Soulscar Mage. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like there's like she doesn't kill anything anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And like
Swift
that
Spear,
was
Swift Spear's a 1/2.
1/2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you like kills 0 mono red 1-drops.
Yeah.
And like the things that she does kill like replace themselves. Like, oh, I guess I'll kill your spirited companion.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever. I was gonna do that anyway.
Right.
So yeah, but like I want her to be a card again.
Yeah.
So also we have what's the other thing? Late edition popped into my head as we were talking about all the other Delve things.
All right.
The new hotness. Delve creature into Neoform into Philomakis.
Yeah.
Now that deck is missing like a ton of things. Right? Like you need all the like garbage like Tygon schemings.
Mm-hmm.
You need the part the water veil extra turn. It's not going to be there anytime soon.
Scheming's on there, isn't there?
Is it? It very well could be. I don't know.
I don't know. One of those garbage spells was on there. Maybe it's not Tygam Scheming.
Yeah, but that would be the other like hotness thing.
Yeah, I mean the Delph creatures would be kind of cool. Zombie Fish and Tassiger and
yeah. So it would be fun to like have that as an option. It's like the tier 5 deck or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they need to make sure that while they make sure that the top tier decks for the competitive players are taken care of, they need to make sure they backfill with some of the what's it called? Some of the like fringier things so people can like mess around in the format.
Yeah, I mean I almost think if you're gonna put like a tier 1 deck on the format, you should also put a tier 2 or tier 3 deck on the format.
Yeah, or like 2 of them.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, okay, we're gonna like put the stuff for mono red, cool. Now we're also gonna put the stuff for Jeskai Ascendancy or some other deck that we're like not even thinking about.
Yeah.
Just so that there is that like, oh, I can mess around with these cards and find something to do. Because what you want is like when people are playing, you want it to be that they have a varied play experience.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it to just be, oh, hey, you're just going to like ram into the same like 4 top tier decks every single round.
Yeah, and especially like when the format's new, you're a lot more apt to just run into the same deck over and over and over again. So I think it's probably a good point that it would be wise to, if you're going to add a top tier deck, you add a couple lower tier decks too, just to add some variety, I guess.
Yeah, and again, like, from a sheer bean counting perspective, right? Like, you want people to mess around with that tier 2 deck and realize, oh, this wasn't very good. I guess I have to, like, spend more wild cards to get my tier 1 deck. Cards. Yeah. Got to move those wild cards from the account to Chad's pocket.
That's right.
In the form of cans of beans.
Yep.
But, so, we had big plans for today's show.
I knew there was a lot to get through. I kind of assumed we weren't going to get through it all. But I think going over like the differences between Pioneer and Explorer is important. so that next week we can talk about some of the decks that might be a good starting place for Explorer, and why like those decks are a better starting place than some of just the regular Pioneer decks because they're not there.
Yeah. I will, as you guys are building this week, there are I like put a tool or a tweet up in Discord that on Goldfish, if you like copy edit a Pioneer deck and then you change the legality to Explorer, it will go through and on your list show you the cards that aren't legal in Explorer.
Yeah, that's a good tool.
So when you like, copy a Pioneer deck, you can see like, oh, it's only missing 2 cards.
Yeah.
I can like come up with a reasonable replacement for them.
Yeah.
And
are we? Maybe we won't get back to this next week because Streets New Capenna releases on Arena this week, right?
Yeah, I mean we'll see. We can do both.
All right, we'll see what happens.
I mean we can touch on it. If you are a patron, here's the sell for the Patreon. I have lists in the show notes.
Ooh.
That I've been like, some of them I played a while back, and they're there. Some of them I worked on, and some are somewhat happy with, some are not. Others I'm like, oh, this is like the most fun I've had playing in a long time. So you can get access to those in the show notes.
Yeah.
But hopefully we will come back, even if we don't talk about all, like, I guess there's like 5 lists. Maybe we each like pick one or something. Be like, hey, while I was playing like limited and when I needed like a palette cleanse from a limited game, I played this and it was fun.
Yeah.
Or this is what was wrong with it. So there you go. I think that you have a good sense of the starting point and like kind of some of the format's limits. But this is almost exactly what I wanted them to announce.
Yep, me too. That's what I was hoping for, and I think I had mentioned that a couple times in Discord too. That I really hope that this is just what we get.
Yeah, that was what my hope was. The only thing that I wish was different was I wished that the announcement was accompanied with the first like anthology or like Pioneer like dump of cards.
Yeah. I think you're being a little too wishful there.
Yeah, but like, as if they had like spent more time planning it than like lunch at the Olive Garden on like Wednesday.
Oh well.
Yeah,
that's when Chad does his best work, though.
It is, bro. I can't think without breadsticks, bro.
Bro, more formats, like, more beans.
Yeah, just the idea of like, hey, instead of like the classic Wizards, like, here's your format. Later in the summer, we'll give you some cards.
Yeah.
It's like, no, how about here's your format.
Here's the cards.
Here's some cards. And then we'll give you more cards in the summer.
Yeah.
Right? Let's like infuse something into this format. But from a purely beans point of view, right? This is, you're going to build your best like Explorer deck. And then in 4 months, they're going to throw a bunch of cards in to shake up the format.
Yeah.
And then you got to buy those cards and then build the best version of your decks in that format. So it's going to kind of take the oh gosh, what is it called? Like what happened with Historic.
Yeah.
Where like the metagame will get sorted out and they'd be like, here's some more cards. Enjoy.
Yeah. I mean that was one of our biggest complaints with the format too, though.
Yeah. I think the difference is each time they add cards to Explorer, we are getting closer to a real tabletop format.
Yeah.
Right? And so every time they add cards, even if they're not cards I have to buy for like decks I'm going to play, like they can add Supreme Verdict. I am not playing that card.
No, me neither.
Right? So there's no reason, like, I don't have to buy that card. Right? But now the format's a little bit closer to what I would play at my LGS or at an event.
Yeah.
So that benefits me because now I get a more authentic Pioneer experience, even if I don't have to engage with the card.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it also is going to make it just better. As opposed to, like, every time they added cards to Historic, it just felt like a cash grab.
Yeah.
And while this is 100% still a cash grab, I'm going to feel better about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird to say, I know, but I just will. So, yeah. So with that, I think we have a show.
I think we have a show.
We're going to have the list of we have the link to the article we talked about, from the MTG A zone. I think we'll have the link to the list of cards that are missing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in the description as well.
Was in that article. The only thing that's different is the cards that we added at the end. But yeah, we can link that in the description too.
Yeah. And then so look down there if you want to get at us at like what decks you're excited to play or what you're planning to tinker with in the new format or how you feel about the format as a whole. Like, I think you and I are both excited.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It'd be nice to see how you all feel.
Yeah.
You have to feel better than just random like dice rolly, coin flippy,
perpetual
generating
spell book.
Yeah, cards. This has to feel better than that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can play a deck and then I can go play it in paper with people. You can. Wow,
Seek a
amazing.
perpetual spell book.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to bring a long box of 75 options for each of my cards.
Yeah.
Great. So, check out all of our social media links in the description.
Yeah. Most important, Discord down there in the description. There's a link.
Yeah.
Click it, join. Don't forget, if you're looking to pick up any singles, either for Pioneer or for Streets of New Capenna or Kamigawa, like those singles are kind of cheap right now. TCG player affiliate link, tcg.casualtryhardmtg.com. Help support the show while you get the cards you were going to buy anyway. We appreciate it. Also, I'd like to shout out our patrons. Thanks to all our patrons that make the show possible. Patron givebacks went out today, so look forward to getting those in the mail. If you want to be a patron, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Support us directly. Chip a couple bucks in, you get access to our show notes. This week, you'll also get access to a future show's notes, so be excited for that. You get access to our pre-show, which is kind of just more of us, an hour of us rambling, trying to figure out our equipment. It's been a struggle lately, so bear with us. And you get my givebacks when that happens. Also, our tournament. Once we, start trying to give away some prizes, we're going to bake the entry fee into Patreon, so they won't have to worry about paying an entry fee. So that's a bonus. And also our tournament. May 14th, Saturday, May 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Standard Pauper on Arena. Go to mtgmelee.com and search for Casual Tryhard MTG, or you can search for Pauper. I think there's only 4 Pauper tournaments, so we will come up if you search that. But sign up so I know how many of you guys are going to come. I know it's like 3-4 weeks away, whatever, but I'd like to know how many people are going to be there. So,
yeah. Hey, it is already in my household calendar, good sir.
Yeah. Also, if you go sign up early, you got some time to figure out, if you have to add information to MTG Melee or get your deck list ready or all that stuff. So just go ahead and sign up early.
Yeah. So with that, we'll catch you on the internets.
We'll catch you on the internets.